So I'm just going to proceed from this point. Well, in this video, basically what I'm going to do, my key interest will be, of course, placing the dimensions, the texts. Yeah, so this is the layout, the dining. You need to place the text over here inside here, master, working closet, like that. We also need to do the exterior dimensioning of this, maybe do some interior dimensioning. At this point, you need to determine the dimension of this point. Also, maybe if time allows, you can do maybe the section or editing the elevations, maybe one of those. So yeah, so I'll just go to the document tool, and I'm going to text A. So the color that I want for my pen, I'm using color 86, which is currently blue. My text size, I can decide to use 3, or can work with 2, but let's just work with 3. So you can come and start writing the text. So what I'm doing, I'm going to the area where I want to place my text. Like this point, I want to write the name lodge. Then just get to double click it. You left click twice, like that, and then this menu gets to pop up, and you just basically write your text. You can also be able to change the front of your text, the font size. You can also be able to edit it if you don't want it to be bold, but for my case, I'm just going to use bold still. I'm going to use caps. So this is lodge. Also, you can drag this. Once you've already written it, you can be able to drag it to place it in an appropriate position. And now that is the lodge, but it's more suited if it's just centrally located. That is the lodge. So you have the lodge. You can go ahead, just using the same procedure, come into the dining area. Control D. In order to drag, I'm just pressing Control D. Then I'm just able to move my cursor. You can go ahead and name this as bedroom 1. Bedroom 1 over there. Yeah, this is bedroom 2. We also have this as the master bedroom. This is the master bedroom. That's the master bedroom. Yeah, I can decide to drag this bedroom 2 name over here so that it's at least centrally located. When I place it centrally located, at least it gets to improve on the appearance of my plan, and it makes it look seamless. So the next thing that I'm doing, I can just error center so that I have it like that. Then Control D, just place it at the center, like that. We also have the kitchen over here. So basically what I'm doing, I just get to zoom in on the area that I want so that I'm precise, and then just type in the word. This is the kitchen. From the kitchen, I have this as the DSQ. So the DSQ, for those people who are not familiar with this term, basically means it's just an area that is DSQ, but it's kind of separate from the main house, and it's basically used for the servants' quarter and such. We also have a WC over here. You can just go ahead and write this as bath. You can type it as bath, the washroom. You can use either. Yeah, this is the master's. And this is the bath also. The bath. Control D, just shift it a little bit. Also for just the master selector, there are some other minute details that you need also to indicate, but when indicating them, since they're minute, you just you can use a different font. Like in my case, I can decide to use maybe font 2 from now henceforth. I'll go ahead and write words like, maybe you need to indicate that this is a wardrobe. Yeah. I even use a different font size. I think that one is a little huge. Let me use 1.5 instead. So I'm using 1.5. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so after you've done the wardrobe, basically you can just go ahead and drag this. Just press Shift, then Control D plus, and then so that I'm able to drag a copy of this, and at the same time I'm able to maintain the other copy of that one. Then on this side you can go ahead, still using a font of 1.5. You can just go ahead and write this as a walk-in closet. Walk-in closet. Yeah. Also, I don't think there's any other detail that I need to. Maybe this over here, I need to also include that this is a bath. That area. Yeah, so I think I'm done with this one. I can just decide to use instead of writing bath on this one, I can just edit it and refer to it as the clock area. Since it's a common washroom, it can be accessed from people from the cloakroom. And the cloakroom, it can be accessed by people from these two rooms. Let me change it from back to the room, and then Control D. That the cloakroom. So the cloakroom basically means that it's a common washroom. It can be accessed from people using this bedroom, this other bedroom, and also the guests. Also, I need to do an opening over here so that you can be able to access these rooms. Let us go back to design, then go back to my door tool, and then I'm just going to search for an empty door. I'm going to use this arc opening at a height of 2500. Then I can use it at a dimension of 1200. Yeah, 1200 is quite appropriate. And so you can have it as something like that. So that when you go to 3D, and I just explore. There's a way to explore. Yeah, this is our empty door right over here. Right over there, so that you can be able to access these two rooms. This room and this other room, and this is the clock area. Yeah, the clock room. So yeah, that's basically it. Just a bit this and flip it. So back to the ground floor. The other thing that is remaining, I can say to do the dimensioning of this. So in order to do dimensioning of this, you also use the document tool over here. You have this very first tool over here. This is the dimensioning tool. You can just click on it, and then if you want to dimension, let's say an interior dimensioning of this, you can come I go ahead and I come to the wall that I want to dimension. So I'll just come, zoom in on the area that I want my dimension to begin, and then just click on it. I am left clicking, just left click, then left click that part again, and maybe yeah, and then you can just go and then you right click and press OK. Then you're able to drag the dimension in. You can able to place it to the size that you want it to be visible. So I can place it in that dimension and have it as 1000. So as you can see, my dimensions are in meters, and I need to change this. I'm just going to hold on to shift. I select my dimension. I go back to option tool over project preferences, working units. I can go to dimensions, and then instead of plain meters, I can use plain millimeters instead. Then you can press OK. Yeah, so you can see it just shifted back to. But now let me set it for all my dimension, so that was specifically for that dimension. So see, preferencing dimension 10 millimeters here. Yeah, you can work with 10 millimeters like that. I also need to dimension this other side, this corridor. So again, I just use this first two. Get to click the area where I want this dimension to begin, and maybe up to this other point. Maybe if it's, I can also decide to dimension this though. Then press OK. You right click and then you press OK, and then just go ahead and place your dimension right over there. But one thing that I need to do, I need to change the size of this dimension. Since it's very huge and it's an interior dimension, you don't want it to be that much visible. 1.5. Yeah, something like that. You can reduce it in size. So I just do this again. So from this point, you just need to, yeah, it's 13 should be something like 1300. So you also need to be very careful when you're placing these cursors, so that you are able to quote exactly where you want your dimension to be. So this one, it's 1301, but you can just still vary this. If I want to change this to and feed it a different number, I just come, I hold on to shift, I select the dimension. Once I select the dimension, I just right click and go to dimension text settings, and then I just place this a different value that I want for the dimension to read. I want it to be 1300 instead of 1301. Just escape. Yeah, so you can work with that one like that. Those are some of those interior dimensioning that I'm talking about. Also this one, you can decide to do an interior dimensioning of it still. Press OK, and then yeah, something like that. That's 200, 1000. The other dimension that I think it's peculiar, I can decide to do this one also. This one over here, this internal dimension. Press OK, and then yeah, something like that. So, but let me just do the exterior dimensioning right now. So let me do this last interior dimensioning over here. It's very also important. Press OK. That's 1200, and then yeah, that's basically that. Let me just do the exterior dimensioning now. In order to come up with the exterior dimensioning, what you get to do basically, go back to your design tool and select your wall tool. Once you have selected your wall tool, what you need to do is press Ctrl All. When you get to press Ctrl All, basically you are able to highlight and select all the walls. within your drawing. And then I come next to the document tab right over here, the document tab. Then scroll downwards to the intonation, then go to romantic dimensioning, then exterior dimensioning. Once you click on exterior dimensioning, this pop-up window drops out, and you can see you can decide to have all the 4 dimensioning, where you have the overall dimension of the wall, the dimension that includes the external geometry, the other one that includes the dimension structures like the wall partitionings and such, then the other one that has the dimension openings like the doors and the windows and such. But for me, in my case, I'm just going to use I'm going to disable this one and use just the first 3, and then distance between dimension line I can maintain it at 500, and then place the dimension in all 4 sides. Yeah, in all 4 sides, that is the north, south, east and west sides. So yeah, and the dimension walls here at the outer faces, and then press OK. Once I get to press OK, I just come to this. You can go to either side. You can decide to work with this southern side right over here, and I hold on to the left key of my mouse, and then just draw and drag this up to a point where where I'm able to cover all the walls in terms of the starting of the wall and the end of the wall. So then I can click it again, and then I can decide on which side of the line that I've drawn where I want the dimension to be fixed. So I can just drop it down there, and then have all my dimensions like this. As you can see, with all these lines that are crossing here in my dimension, it makes my work look very clumsy. So we can start editing that. We go back to the document tool right over here, and then enable the dimension tool. Then basically press Ctrl Alt, and then again Ctrl T, and then okay, sorry, Ctrl T. I've forgotten that I've highlighted all the walls. So back to, you enable the dimension tool, and then just press Ctrl Alt so that you're able to highlight all the dimensions. And the issue with this is that it's going to enable even the interior dimensions over here. So hold on to the shift button so that you can exclude these internal dimensions, so that they are not affected by the changes that I want to do on the external dimensions. So just come to these internal dimensions and exclude them like that. Then so you right click, go back to dimension, selection settings, and then just instead of using the dynamic height, decide to use the size height. Here you can go ahead and vary the text size. You can use a font of 2. The marker size, you can go ahead and change it like this one. I also need to change it so that it's visible. I can work with the size of 2. Even the pointer, you can decide to change it in terms of its size and such, but you can work with that and just press OK. So that's basically what we have over there. The next thing that I want to do, I want to drag these dimensions. So for me, in order to drag this, I go and select the arrow tool, and then just highlight the whole of this dimension, and then press Ctrl D, and I'm able to drag it that it's near the plan. You should make sure that your dimensions are near the plan, so that it's easy for one to see and interpret the dimension that you're talking about. So Ctrl D, because if it's very far from your plan, one may be unable to determine the dimension that you have quoted, up to which point does it reach and where does it begin. So it's very important that you get to drag your dimensions close to your plan. So I can decide to drag it a little bit further. So Ctrl D, and just place it somewhere like there. It doesn't encroach the roof design there. You can come to this other one. Ctrl D, place it like that somewhere there. So that's what we have over there. Yeah, also right here, like here, we have so many dimensions over here, and because I think it's because we have quoted a lot over here with the chimney, you can decide to get rid of some of this dimension so that we can try at least to improve on this appearance over here. Because I just need to get rid of some dimensions over here, and then I'm going to do the dimension themselves while inside. You can estimate that one to be 350. Then we have a chimney of 700, but I can just still do away with I can maintain that one as such. This one 50. I can try to drag this. To a point like that. So you have that 50. As you can see, at times due to the front size of the dimension, you can experience a case where the dimensions are off the hook, and they're not that accurate. So yeah, but for now we can work with them just like that. As you can see, my dimensions are seamless because the outside one of this one is 13,200 and still the other side is 13,200. The other one is 13,500 and the other side is also 13,500. So yeah, so yeah, something like that. The other thing that maybe I would have wanted to do is also the internal dimension. So just I was saying earlier, the internal dimensions, you can just pick out the dimensions that are not detailed with the exterior dimension, and then you are able to do them manually. So like that one, I just indicate that that's 900. Also this one, you could come over here, just select that, and then select this, then at least and just press OK, and then yeah, something like that. I need to change the front of these dimensions. I'm just holding on to the shift button and then selecting these interior dimensions, and I want to change their front sizes, and this one to be a front size of 1.5 instead. Then just press Ctrl, or you can just change it at this point, just front size, and just enter 1.5. So yeah, with 1.5 at least it helps so that your drawing doesn't look clumsy and over detailed. Yeah, so we can have that one like that. The other thing that maybe we need to use to do is the next step you can do, maybe you can go cut a section and start editing the section. Yeah, I think I should cut this section. Let me see the time. So far I've done this for 24 minutes. Let me just do a section video on its own. What I can just do, I can go to my start plotting this. So I need to drag this viewpoints, the south elevation, the east elevation close to the plan, so that when I go and drag the elevations, my elevations are able to cover the whole plan, and it's not able, it doesn't left out it's not leaving out any part of the drawing. So I just need to drag my elevations close to my plan. So in order to drag them, I'm going holding to the shift button, and then I left click, I select my elevation, and then pressing Ctrl D, and then you just come and drag. Again, you just hold on to shift, select your elevation, you can just right click, move, drag, and then just go ahead and drag it close to my plan. So that's what we have at the moment. So you can go back to you can go ahead and plot some of this before we go ahead and or let me just stop my video right over there, and then in my next video I'm going to do the sectioning and the elevations and everything else. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching.